Is it actually worth being lean? Listen, I'm going to tell you my backstory and I'll tell you the pros and cons of being lean and being in shape compared to being out of shape. And you guys can be the judgment if you think it's actually worth it or not. You know what I mean? So first things first, obviously the most obvious one, right? When you're out of shape and you're skinny, okay, you obviously don't look the greatest, right? So when you are in shape and you get lean, the first things first is obviously you look a lot more attractive, okay? To women, to men, obviously no homo, you know what I'm saying? But the truth is obviously people respect you a lot more when you're in shape, when you're good looking, when you're attractive, right? That's the most obvious one, okay? You look lean, you look aesthetic, you look like an athlete, and people put that on a pedestal, right? So anyway, the second thing about being lean and getting in shape. When I was out of shape, when I was skinny, right, the treatment that you get from men and women is completely different, okay? So when I was skinny, at times, I'll be honest with you, at times I was like, you know what, like, I low-key felt like invisible at certain times, all right? When you're out and about in the real world, whether you're going to bars or clubs or restaurants, or even just like places like the supermarket and Tesco, right? You don't really get recognized too much, all right? People are not really aware that you are kind of there. You're just like an average person, you just slot in and you don't really get much attention or even like pretty privilege as some people would say, okay? And the moment I started packing on muscle, looking leaner, my face looking a lot more better, right? Weirdly enough, because it takes a lot of hard work and patience and consistency in your nutrition, in your training, right? Going to the gym when you don't feel like going into the gym, you build a lot more than just a physique. You actually build skill sets and you build on your character. Sorry, can't get my words up, man. Your character development, right? You're building on your whole main character, obviously, because you're the fucking main character of your life, right? And you build this energy and this aura about yourself, which is like, it's quite magnetic, I'm not gonna lie. Because for you to change your whole physique, it's not you just waking up one day feeling like, you know what, I'm just gonna get in shape today. No, no, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've developed a skill set. You've you've become disciplined, right? You've had this trust of faith within yourself that you're gonna get in shape, right? And for you to do that and then also accomplish it, you build this sense of silent confidence within yourself, right? You don't have to be loud to be confident. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're low key, kind of like, what's the word? A bit more of a silent, chilled guy and you're confident, people can feel that off you. All right. So you ain't got to be like, all like, yo, 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 like trying to be on everyone's face all the time. You having that magnetic attraction about you because you know your worth, you know your abilities, you know your standards, right? That's magnetic and people sense that, right? So people treat you differently because I remember when I was skinny, right, compared to now, the treatment that I get, even if I go to the supermarkets, everyone's trying to, like, you know, not talk to you, but everyone's like acknowledging you, right? They feel your presence, okay? They wanna, saying that, you know what, even just yesterday, like, went to the supermarket, I had like guys being like, oh, yo, bro, you're in great shape, by the way, man. Like, what, are you a football player? Are you a basketball player? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, nah, bro, I just go to the gym, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I eat clean. And that's it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I stay consistent, right? Even like last week, for example, like when you walk around in the gym, like you can feel like women's eyes on you when you're training. You know what I'm saying? You're putting this effort in, and you can just feel people kind of just looking at you. You know when like you have this sense of energy where like you just know someone's looking at you. You know what I'm saying? And you turn back around and they're like, or like, you know what I'm saying? It's quite funny to be fair. But my point is like pretty privilege that comes with being lean. You know what I'm saying? People treat you completely different, right? People are a lot more nicer to your face, right? People are a lot more, I'd say you're a lot more approachable, weirdly. You know what I'm saying? People want to be around your environment. They want to speak to you. They kind of want to get to know you, right? Before, when I was slim and skinny, well, not even slim actually, I'd say skinny fat, people didn't really care if they want to get to know me or not. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even having that many conversations with people. You get me? Like, your words have a lot more power behind them when you're in shape or you're lean. You get me? Yeah. So that's the second thing. Like, people treat you completely different. They're a lot more nicer to you. Okay. Saying that, you're gonna have a batch of people that love you, and you're also gonna have a batch of people that just don't like you. They just don't like you because they might envy you, right? But again, that's part of the game, right? Once you do something good or once you're doing something right, you're always gonna get other people of the other spectrum not liking what you do. You get me? So that's just part of the journey. Right, the next thing, let me get my phone out because I don't want to miss a point. You get me? Obviously, the third one for all you guys out there, right? Does it change your attraction levels with women? Like, do women actually find you a lot more attractive, and do they actually want to be with you a lot more often? You tell me, right? This is me when I was skinny, right? As I mentioned earlier, I was invisible. I'd go to bars and that with my friends back then, chat to a couple of women, but it wasn't that connection. You know, like when you just click, you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like that. You get me? Now, right, it's a completely different story. Okay? That connection, it's just like, it's from both ends, that level of attraction from a woman. She, like, you just know that she wants you, all right? You can tell by not even by the way that they are, but you can tell by their eyes and how they use their eyes, right? First things first, yeah, women don't know how to flirt, all right? So for them to flirt with you, they don't really flirt with you. They just kind of put them in a position to be seen, right? So they'll make sure that they're in your environment. You know what I'm saying? And then slowly they'll come closer and closer and closer, hoping that we see them. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they flirt. You get me? And then secondly, obviously, they'll make some mad eye contact. Like, you'll just know, like, she wants some attention. You know what I'm saying? But my point is, does it actually increase your dating life? 100%. 100%. Okay? The next, well, you tell me if this is a good thing or a bad thing, yeah? Of course, when you're lean, right, you're not eating out all the time. Obviously, if you're a foodie, it is what it is, right? But this comes with a lifestyle where if you want to eat out all the time, you can do that, but it has to be quite well balanced, right? And you have to plan on eating out. You get me? So, like, for example, if I'm going out and I know what restaurant I'm about to go to, like, for example, like Nando's, or, so I don't know, like an Indian takeaway or a Chinese, I need to know where I'm eating before I even eat it, right? And then I'll put it into MyFitnessPal, making sure that I can have it. I can make sure that it fits into my calories and my macros, right? And then I'll try to choose the best thing on that menu, right? So, you know, you might not have that privilege of just eating out whenever you want. I mean, obviously you can, right? Once you get to your goal, right? But until then, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be focusing on strictly just reaching your goal, staying consistent, and then obviously trying to plan your ways of eating out, right? So obviously, if you're a big foodie, you have to understand this is a lifestyle change, right? It's not like whatever habits you're doing right now, you have to create new habits, bro. All right? Especially if you're out of shape. If you're out of shape, eating out all the time, banging out takeaways, Domino's, pizzas, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to cut that shit out, right? You got to just lock in, make sure that you actually hit your macros. So that privilege is gone, all right? But again, like, you tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it worth it, right? Again, you have to stay consistent with your training, right? It's not just like, oh yeah, like, I can train for a couple of months or a couple of years, get in shape, and then stop training. You have to make this into a lifestyle. Same with your food, right? You have to make better choices, better habits, right? Once you have better habits and the right habits that actually align with this lifestyle, with being in shape, right? If this lifestyle's for you, you'll get results, 100%. It's that simple, right? You've got to make it into a lifestyle. So there's no like, such thing as, oh, you know what, I'm gonna get in shape and then I'm gonna just stop now. No. Like, there's levels to this shit. Okay. So if you think that's a pro or con, you tell me. Let me know in the comment section anyway. But yeah, that's it basically, man. So that's like a small little sneak peek of what it's like of being lean. And do you think it's worth it? You guys let me know in the comments right now. That being said, leave a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.